Greetings, 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 everyone, and welcome to Create Yourself Imagery, Intimacy, Innovation, a place where people from all walks of life and various backgrounds come together to share their transformative personal and professional stories of restoration, confidence, clarity, and empowerment. I'm Joyce Kyles, your global speaker and life and leadership thriving coach. And if you are ready to transition, transform, and thrive, this is definitely the podcast for you. So today I have the honor, the privilege of introducing to some and reconnecting some to others, none other than a good friend, colleague, advocate, activist in this movement work. I love the things that she's done, that she's doing, and that she will be doing. I have known her for a long time, and I do have her professional bio, but I just want to put those plugs out there that this is someone that I truly love, admire, and respect both personally and professionally. So let me introduce to some and present to others none other than Arlene Vassell. Arlene Vassell is a nationally recognized speaker, trainer, facilitator, and thought leader. She is the founding director of the TooREL Institute for Social Change, an organization she launched in 2023 after nearly 3 decades of leadership in the nonprofit sector. Arlene has led and developed dozens of national campaigns, programs, and initiatives intended to prevent gender based violence, shift organizational cultures, and accelerate mindset and behavior change across all levels of social ecological models. She has delivered thousands of hours of training and capacity building support to government agencies, nonprofits, coalitions, and community based organizations on topics related to creating inclusive, equitable, and welcoming environments for both survivors and advocates. I cannot leave out this very important part as well that she is a proud immigrant from Jamaica, a mother and auntie to many, a 5 time self published author, a joy seeker, and a hope dealer. And I could go on and on and on about this sister right here, but I am going to stop now so that I can give her the floor to be able to tell about her own creative journey and experience. Arlene Vassell, the floor is yours and welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, Joyce. Oh, that was a nice intro. I should have started with being a proud immigrant and a mother and an auntie. I forgot. But even though that was the last thing that was mentioned, I do lead with that, right? I lead with my immigration journey, me being a mother, me being a auntie to many, and yes, my friend, my sister, and my colleague. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. All your other episodes have been amazing. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you so much. Again, I just want to give you your flowers because they are well deserved. You have been so active and so engaged for so long and wear so many wonderful hats, including being a certified transformational coach too. I think that's very important note to lift up as well. So I just want to jump
Yeah.
right into our
Okay.
questions. I talked a little bit about your journey in terms of just the number of years that you've been doing the work that you've been doing, but I would just love for you to take this next bit of time to really dive a little deeper into your work, your journey, how you
Mm.
got started, and how TooREL actually came into existence. So the next few minutes, the floor is yours.
Okay, so yes, the TooREL Institute for Social Change, that is actually pretty new. Like you mentioned, it was founded in 2023. And so prior to that, I had a almost 30-year journey in the nonprofit sector, primarily the domestic and sexual violence movement. My advocacy, though, and I would say where I've landed now, and where I landed in 2023, that prompted the launch of um, TooREL actually started a long time ago. So I have been navigating systems as a Black person for a very long time, I would say from birth, but um, had to advocate for myself starting as a teenager. So I that's where my advocacy skills started developing, I would say. Prior to that, my parents, of course, were my biggest advocates and continue to be supportive. But found myself, pregnant at 17 and had to navigate medical systems as a Black girl. And so having my daughter at 18 and having to navigate the systems, at that point I decided I don't want any other Black girl to go through what I had to go through as far as being denied medication during labor, the
Mm,
just the interactions with the hospital, just all the things when you navigate systems as a Black pregnant person. So
mhm,
it
mhm.
started there. Then in addition to that, just my migration journey, right? Just how I had to get acclimated to a new country, what that journey looked like, and how showing up as my true self has been a gift, one, and has created many opportunities for me, but also many obstacles, right? And
Mhm,
so
mhm.
over the last 30 plus years, I've navigated all of that. Well, prior to, and I've navigated all of that systems, all types of systems. So I think, not I think I know, all of that has contributed to my passion for working with and supporting girls, women, Black and brown people. Again, because of my personal experiences with navigating systems. Um, the latter part of my journey in the nonprofit movement, I would say, is connected to navigating these systems in quote unquote leadership roles. So that again contributes to how I show up and the vision of the TooREL Institute for Social Change. So all of that to say, I've been advocating for a very long time as a teenager, navigating systems and learned a lot of lessons. So I lead with life experiences in addition to, of course, having the a level of educational background that can be supported with my lived experiences. But I lead with my lived experiences. So
That
that's how
is
I got to
beautiful.
TooREL. I think that covers it all. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. And I think that it's important um, that you lifted up the fact that you lead with your personal experiences because, you know, we have been definitely in a lot of different spaces trying to navigate these systems as Black women.
Hmm.
And sometimes, the thing that people want to lead with sometimes
Hmm.
is, the amount of credentials we have, whatever
Hmm.
letters are behind our name and,
Right.
whatever certificate you got. And sometimes, unfortunately, the lived experiences tends to be downplayed depending on the climate that you're
Right.
in.
Right.
And
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 so
so yeah,
go
go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead. Mhm.
No, and I was gonna say, I'm to the point now where, and hopefully this will be, something that someone else will. It's this is something that'll resonate with someone else. I'm to the point where if something is downplayed, I'm responsible for that, right? So I'm in spaces
Mm.
where I'm valued and I'm seen and I'm heard, and if my experience is downplayed, then that's not where I need to be.
Amen. That's the
Right? Yeah.
truth.
And
The
so,
truth.
and I've done things in presentations where like my credentials and all the things will be read out and all of that. Even, you mentioned earlier about me being a certified transformational coach, and I pushed back on even getting that certification, right? Because I felt like I've been coaching and mentoring people forever, but decided
Hmm.
to go ahead and get it anyway. So, I think the thing though that and the thing is, and I've had conversations with so many Black and brown people, particularly Black women. The credentials don't matter for them, right? They
Right.
still get the pushback. We still have the same experiences, even with the credentials, right? And so
Absolutely.
the conversations that I've had, people have gone into debt for credentials, but still face the same barriers
Right.
that
Right.
individuals that just identify as Black people face, right? And so we
Right.
really, really have to assess, right? And for some
Hmm.
people, that's great. It's a personal goal. And, that's awesome. But that may not be the thing that gets you through the doors.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Which is a good segue then into us talking a bit more about TooREL Institute for Social Change.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to talk more about what it is, you know, how it started, what you're doing. And before you share that, though, I just want to put in my 2 cents to say that it's a wonderful, wonderful organization. I am so proud and honored to be part of the collective.
Right.
So I get to show up as a collective member for TooREL. So, those that are familiar with me have been following me for a while know you know that I have Joyce Kyle's Consulting, which is my business,
Mm-hmm.
but it is a part of this collective work that
Right.
TooREL is doing. And I love that partnership, that relationship, that showing up, um, us working together in sisterhood and in collaboration to that end. So, having
Right.
said that and shared that,
Mm-hmm.
I want people to know that, collaborations and partnerships amongst us as Black women can happen, they should happen,
Mm-hmm.
that not everyone is around here fighting each other. That
Right.
sometimes that narrative will go. So I think that TooREL Institute for Social Change and just you as an individual, as a Black woman, is an example of what
Mm-hmm.
it means for Black and Brown women to come together and be able to work together in
Mm-hmm.
space and in sisterhood for a common goal of changing and pushing back on these systemic barriers that continue to plague us. So, having
Right.
shared all that, Arlene,
Yeah.
tell us about TooREL, please.
And before I go into TooREL, I have to say that I wouldn't be the person I am today without sisterhood, right? And so while I
Mhm.
know that there are challenges, the challenges that I've faced with women of color uh has not minimized anything about my journey, right? And
Mhm.
so,
Mhm.
yeah, I am the person I am because of Black women that sewed into me, because of the wisdom of Black women. And
Yes.
I do have, some non-Black women who have been true allies. But for me, the Black women in my life has been a gift,
Mm.
right? Has been a
Yes.
gift.
Yes.
And long-term friendships, long-term membership, mentoring rather. Yeah, so I have, and I know that it exists, and I've had quote unquote challenges with other Black people, right? But it has not contributed to the level of harm that I have experienced from non-Black people, I must say. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I need to make that real clear. Like I am who I am
Right.
because of the Black women in my life who have supported me, uplifted me, and all the things.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah, so I just want to put that out there as far as my particular journey. Have I had disagreements and challenges with Black women? Absolutely. But none has been to the point where it has caused harm, the level of harm that I have experienced from non-Black
Mm.
people. So I just want to put
Yes.
that out there.
Yes.
All right, as far as TooREL, I want to start off with our core values and then I'll go into our mission and our vision because I feel like our core values are at the core, at the foundation of what is being built through the organization. So, core values include love, joy, being people-centered, being truth tellers, respect, collaboration, like you mentioned, vulnerability, which shows up a lot in our work, openness, honesty, humility, accountability, and integrity, right? And so, that's the ground that TooREL is being built on, right? And so as far as TooREL, our overarching goal is basically just cultivating joy, equity, and inclusivity in workplaces and environments, um, which looks like creating sustainable pathways of leadership for people of color, particularly Black women, and also really, really, really supporting the wellness and well-being of people of color in the nonprofit sector. Presently, we're really showing up in the gender-based violence movement, but we're intentionally expanding our services beyond the gender-based violence movement. So it's about joy, equity, inclusivity, vulnerability, wellness, well-being, and yeah, and being able to support organizations in creating such spaces. And when organizations push back on creating such spaces, we're in a time now where it's difficult for
Right.
organizations to create such spaces, then TooREL can show up and create spaces where people can focus on wellness and healing and well-being in order to navigate these spaces. So that's the one thing with TooREL as far as our flexibility. And as far as our primary focus is meeting the need. What is the current need? What is the current need for Black and Brown people, particularly Black people? While we do have our signature trainings and we have our signature programs, a current need is around wellness, healing, and well-being for Black and Brown people, particularly Black women. So that's how we're showing up now, right? And
Yes,
so
yes.
the primary programs that we are implementing as of today would be our collaborative leadership program. And that's creating a space for new, seasoned, emerging leaders to come together in community, to learn together, grow together, heal together, and support each other. If you want additional information about that, we don't have enough time. I'll give you the website information later. And then we're also curating a space for individuals to connect, the intergenerational space actually for wellness and healing, that is really being curated with wise women that's what we
Yes,
call them,
yes.
our elders, right? And so I'm looking forward to that space as well. So those are the two main things that we're working on. There's a lot of other things percolating right now, and then we offer our signature trainings, as you know. To summarize all of that, the mission of TooREL is to create inclusive, equitable, and welcoming communities and work environments for all. And then our over in addition to the goal that I mentioned and the mission, is to create Black-centered organizations and communities where Black people are thriving and not mainly surviving. And then I must say, a couple weeks ago, I participated in a workshop, The Power of Storytelling, by Dr. Megan Fats. Megan, I'm
Yes,
sorry if
she
I
is
mispronounced.
amazing.
Megan, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. And so, in addition to the mission, vision, and core values that I talked about, one key part of who we are and how TooREL shows up, and a part of our story is, and you asked me how it came about. So, this is basically summarizing everything that I've said. My organization, TooREL Institute for Social Change, comes from harm, resilience, and healing.
Hmm. Harm, resilience, and healing.
Yes,
You
harm.
know, if I didn't have any other questions for you, we could have just, that is a mic drop.
Hello, right
That is
there.
a nugget. That is a gem.
And I had
Say it
to like
again for us, Arlene.
I went through the storytelling workshop and I continue to sing praises to Dr. Megan because to land in that place just meant so much to me when we talk about the journey, when we talk about future visioning, when we talk about goals, when we talk about the present, like it addresses the past, the present, and the future for the organization. So,
Mhm.
yeah, that's a part of our story. That's
Yes, yes, yes. Say it for us one more time, Arlene.
my organization comes from harm, resilience, and healing.
All right. That is beautiful. You know, we've talked about this offline when you first, yes, yes, that has resonated in my spirit. I love that. I love that. And
Yeah.
I, like I said, if we didn't have a couple of other questions that I know I need to get out, I would have
Yes,
just said thank you for tuning in and good
yes.
evening.
And that's
But I
okay. Like, yes, I'm gonna offer if anyone wants to talk about that and how Dr. Megan got me to land there, I'll be more than happy to have that conversation. Yes.
Okay, okay, that sounds wonderful. And look, I know that for those who are following the broadcast and have been listening and tuning, you know that when I share the information about our guests, I always include how to connect and how to get in touch. So I'm going to ask Arlene to voice that for us, but it's also going to be in written form. So there's no way that you can miss it. But before we get to that, I want to ask you this last thing.
Hmm.
What main point or points, what
Hmm.
encouraging words would you want our audience to take away from our Create Yourself conversation today?
And you know what? When you first relaunched, and I saw the name, I initially was like, what does that mean to me? So the question resonates so well with me because it's like creating yourself, right? And
Hmm.
so in response to your question, my first thing would be to stay true to you, always. Always stay true to you. Define and explore your purpose and your gifts, and your core values. So stay true to you, explore and define your purpose, your gifts, your core values, and connect it all, right? And believe
Right.
in yourself, believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, why should anyone else believe in you? So believe in
Right.
yourself, and oftentimes that's hard because life is hard. Life is lifing sometimes. And
Absolutely.
so I couple believing in yourself with finding your tribe. Just be sure that you have your tribe. And, special shout out to my sisters who hold me when I can't hold myself. And so, you know, believe in yourself, identify your purpose, your gifts, your core values, stay true to yourself, and be prepared. Be prepared for obstacles. They're going to happen, right? So we're going to plan ahead for those. Who's your support system when they show up? What are your grounding tactics and strategies when they show up? Because life is going to life. And so we have to be prepared. We have to be prepared for that. So that's what I'd say. Find your tribe, stay true to yourself, believe in yourself, and be real crystal clear, or go through the process needed to identify your purpose and your core values. And I'm pretty sure those will lead you to your gifts, or your gifts may lead you to your purpose. Somebody has said something about that. Either way, they work together.
Yes, 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 they do. They absolutely do.
Oh,
And your
wait, wait, wait,
gifts
wait,
will
wait,
make
wait,
room
wait.
for
And
you.
one last thing, Joyce. One last
Hmm.
thing. Protect your peace unapologetically.
Oh, now there it is. Another nugget, another gem, another mic drop. I am literally wearing a t-shirt right now that says boundaries are my superpower that a good friend of mine
Yes, unapologetically protect your peace,
Yes.
whatever that looks like for you.
Yes. Amen to that. Amen to that. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this podcast session up by asking Arlene to please share with our audience how they can best get in touch with you.
Ooh, okay. So TooRELinstitute.org, that is the organization. My email, avassell@TooRELinstitute.org. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn, Arlene Vassell. And we recently launched our TooREL LinkedIn page. But those are the best ways to connect with me via email or on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook, but that's kind of personal. So if you want to be friends, sure, like real friends, and learn about my personal stuff that I post there. But business wise, I do have a business Facebook page, but I'm more engaged on LinkedIn and love to chat. So send me an email, send me a note, and I'll definitely respond. Just give me some time to respond.
All right, all right, all right. Thank you so very much, Arlene Vassell, not just for what you've shared today, but just your beautiful comments and compliments in lifting me up at the beginning of this podcast and continuing to show up for me as a woman, a Black woman, a business owner, an advocate and activist in this work. So I thank you for being one of those people in my tribe that I've needed. Because yeah, we need real true tribe members in our lives. So
Yes,
I
ma'am.
definitely count you among that group for me. So thank you for
You are
your time.
absolutely welcome, my friend, my sister, and colleague.
Yes, absolutely. All the things. All right. And to all of you, thank you so much for tuning in today. And as I always say, until next time, go forward and create the life you desire and deserve. And remember that you can do that at any age. Let's continue to transition, transform, and thrive together. Until next time, I'm Joyce Kiles, your host.